Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jade Monkey. We're back here in DayZ 1.08. If you're watching this, DayZ 1.08 is out for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and the PC. Don't worry if you're on the PlayStation and you've got like a weird plus version, like you've got it's like .15 or .16. Just know that the internal version, the one that the developers reference, is 1.08. So whatever version you're on, if it is June 28th or beyond, or June 30th and beyond, you definitely are on 1.08. So yeah, we were talking about some of the gotchas, but specifically DayZ 1.08 sickness, as you will find very quickly, and I'm sure maybe that's why you're even here. You'll find that the sickness is brutal. Even for veteran players, you're going to find that your character will get sick very rapidly, and your food situation will just be in the straits of dire. So I'm going to go over some of the gotchas for the sickness and some of the ways you can cure said sickness and some strategies to maybe you want to consider to keep the sickness away. Let's see if we can actually... Okay, so real quick, temperature is a very big part of this now. As soon as you get cold for a period of time, let's say it rains, you don't have this fireman's gear, and it's nighttime, your temperature... There we go. See how it's blue? Your temperature is going to drop, and your character will get sick rapidly. As soon as you have this sickness, you'll see a little virus icon. Looks like a splat next to the water. Oh, is it raining? I was like, that's perfect. You'll see a little splatter next to the water jug here. Actually, let's jump in the water. And that's how you know you're sick. Here's another thing to look out for. When you are sick and you're around other players, if you sneeze, it doesn't matter if you have a mask on or not, you will definitely get them sick. So you want to really control the sickness that you're going to be spreading around, because medical supplies are definitely in demand for sure. I'm trying to get wet down here. Come on! Actually, we're on the DayZ 1.08 experimental right now. And again, some of these things could change just a little bit. You can see the version number down low. You can see we're on the Xbox, but don't worry, this pertains to all of the versions. There we go, I'm wet now. Nice. So even if you're on PC, this will still apply, because yeah, these are some huge catches we got playing 1.08 official, which I'm sure most of you will. Okay, so see my food is just getting destroyed. I'm hoping we can get sick while I'm explaining this. Yeah, so if you're sneezing a lot, your other characters around you will start to get sick. Not immediately, but they definitely will. And the problem with that is, since you have such limited supply of medications and stuff, you're just going to be passing it around. And the other problem is, if you're sick or you don't know you're sick... There we go. Yes, you're freezing. If you don't know you're sick and you take a swig from your bottle, or you give it to someone and they drink it before you sneeze, you're still passing it because you still had it. You just don't know. This game does try to simulate metabolism and such, so just know that. So if somebody starts getting sick and you took their water bottle, start to disinfect things and look out. Let's see if we can get sick. Okay, so while we're simmering the sickness here, I'll try to just put this under the bridge, maybe? I don't know. I hope it just doesn't disappear when we're gone. So the sickness is bad because you keep passing around. You burn through your medical supplies. You burn through your food, which is probably the thing that's going to kill you the most. Or you'll be burning through your team's supplies as far as food. Yeah, you don't know unless you're playing, but like the food burn is crazy hard. Like we've been playing this game a long time, and I've died a lot from starvation. So sickness is directly related to the food burn, or it can increase it, and trust me, you don't want anything that increases your food burn right now. Tactical cylinders up. It's becoming nighttime. Do I actually have a light? I hope I do. I may not, so we're gonna have to speed this up. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop this here. We're gonna come back to these in a minute. So one of the things you want to look out for, whether you're on the Livonia, whether you're on Chernarus, you want to look for these big city centers. And if you look at the map, on Chernarus, you'll find them by the shoreline. They're inland as well, but like you'll spawn by the shoreline, which is like from like that bottom row all the way up. You know where the ocean is. You want to find those places and go to the large city centers and look for buildings that are medical supplies almost immediately, because you'll find even just spawning in that your sickness is just going to start to happen because you're low on supplies. And when you start sneezing and stuff, it's just a constant burn. So you want to look for buildings like this. There's also one that looks like a log cabin almost. Hopefully you guys are familiar with the different medical areas. If you're not, I would say download something like iSurvive for your phone, and you can turn on the medical centers there as well. It really, really helps out. You're going to need it, basically, and you're going to want to stock up. You just don't want what you need to fix yourself now, but you want extra supplies because I'm telling you, you're going to burn them quickly. Okay, so while we're trying to get sick here, one of the other things to look for in Chernarus and Livonia, especially Livonia, since we're around a medical center right now in Cherno City, a lot of these side buildings will also spawn medical supplies, even though this is technically a garage and this should spawn garage type items, but you'll see things like bandages, which you should probably get because it's good. But more importantly, you'll find things like tetracycline, vitamins. The vitamins and tetracycline pretty much work hand in hand as far as doing the same thing, and that's getting rid of the sickness. I'm trying to see if I can... a quick way to get the sickness. I'm trying. I mean, nightfall is coming, so you can see that there's medical supplies in here, and we haven't even gone into the medical center. Why that's important is a lot of people will be going for these medical supplies, I promise you, and so it's kind of nice to have these little fallback areas to use. You can see my food's dropping rapidly. And by the way, the medical masks, I believe, are just cosmetic right now in the game, although in real life, you should probably wear them. Not probably, you should. So just keep that in mind. So if you have a surgical mask on and somebody sneezes next to you, you're still going to get it, because I think it's proximity based. Look at my food's going down 3 right now. What? Like, that's going to kill me before anything. I just got this stabilized. Also, another side note, if you're playing this and you're wondering about some of the rating changes that came in 108, I'm going to go ahead and link that video now in the upper right hand corner. Oops, you're a zombie. Let's go, buddy. The rating changes are nice, real nice. I think it's the stuff we've all been waiting for, so I thought I'd just... I know it's not on topic, but I know people will be interested because... Oh, yes, tetracycline. Beautiful. There we go. And another thing, when you take tetracycline, this is why I'm hoping that we get sick, you take one and wait for it to metabolize, and then you can take another. If you have cholera, which there's no discernible way to tell if you have cholera or not, you'll just see the sickness icon. It won't really discern whether or not you have anything. Tetracycline and vitamins should all work the same way. I got a little medical bag. See how I'm inside and my temperature went up? That's also a thing here too. Oh yes, it's raining. Perfect. I know it's getting dark. Let me see if I can lighten it up just a scotch. Yes, more tears. Yeah, I know it's like, it's going to get really, really dark. Okay, so going through the medical center, same thing. Even though you may not need the supplies, I would still hold on to them because you'll find that even when you get stabilized and you have a surplus, one of your teammates will get it and you'll have a lot of gear, and so you'll need to stabilize that person because there's no way you can carry all their gear. So you can see how these little shacks here on the side also have medical supplies, but just trying to show. And now, it's not always going to be this kind of stuff. Ooh, I love loot. Sometimes you'll see other things, so keep that in mind. Usually these have been pretty tapped. Don't forget to check these new car wrecks in Chernarus. Although if you play Livonia, you kind of know this pattern where you kind of get it. Dude, I am getting demolished. My food is just getting trashed, like I'm carrying all this heavy stuff. That's just cycling. Look at that, I only had 3 in it. I'm trying to stay outside as long as I can so we get sick. So another thing you want to do is when you metabolize one, whether it's vitamins or tetracycline, you want to make sure that you wait for the, you wait for the icon to go away, and I'll show you here in a second. Whether we get sick or not, I'll show you in a minute. Before you take another one, and you don't want to mix them either because it has the same effect, or it doesn't have the same effect. They don't stack. It'll basically even sometimes negate the effects of whatever you're trying to take to fix yourself, if that makes sense. The infected. Come on, she's got to get sick from this. I'm outside in the rain. The one time I'm trying to get sick and I can't. You know what's crazy? I haven't checked in 108 if there's any medical supplies in this building. Although I haven't seen spawns in this building probably since the console version's been out. Yeah, nice. I'm like wet and stuff. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, so you definitely want to keep these under control. Also, make sure if you want to keep your heat, this is a nice little tip, you can cook pieces of meat and stick them in your chest so you can walk around in the rain, because you'll find that the rain is very limiting. And obviously you don't want to stay in the rain too long because it kills your food, but it also will make you sick, which will stack the effects of food burn. Come on, she's got to get sick. I bet I get sick. Things you really want to pick up: bandages, tetracycline, vitamins. They help a lot. Codeine, I don't know if that's how well this is for the sickness that you're going to be getting the most. But I haven't really tried. So yeah, you want to make sure that that little pill icon goes away before you take anything else, or even take more of the same. And don't be alarmed if you take one, you wait for the pill to go away, and you're still sick. That just means you're more sick than what you thought, and you have to take another one and wait for the cycle to finish. Again, it's trying to simulate your metabolism, so don't keep stacking it and taking a bunch, because taking 2 at once before the pill icon goes away is just going to waste an extra vitamin or tetracycline, if that makes sense. It's kind of a weird one to describe, but once you see it, you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So, yeah, you'll find that your tetracycline burn is going to be high, and your vitamin burn is going to be high, because people are going to be getting sick all the time. Also, something to keep in mind, if you have a water bottle, did I say this before? Yeah, if you have a water bottle, make sure you're dumping out its contents. If you find it in the world, do not trust it. The cholera chance is so high that you just don't want to risk taking it, because it's going to burn those valuable supplies that you're going to need. I don't know how I'm not sick yet. I've got to be close. Well, we'll walk back to our stuff, and if not, I'll just show you what the icons look like. I am in an official server, obviously. It is becoming nighttime. Very scary. So what I would do is, when you start, see if you can get to a water supply that's usually in the city center, and then go to the medical area as quickly as possible, because you're going to need it eventually, and then start securing your food. That's going to be the best way you stay healthy and not get sick and spread it around. And make sure that your teammates, when they start to sneeze, isolate them. Do not let them get close to you. They will make you sick quickly. Do not do it. Did we talk about the meat in the chest? It can help you walk around at nighttime, or even during the rain and the nighttime. And you'll find even when you have a fireman fighter suit on, that's waterproof. You can see that the cold is still going to wreck you. Obviously, I'm wetness, or damp from earlier wetness. I'm 100% wet. You'll see that I'm still wet from earlier, but it's the temperature at nighttime and the rain that's going to kill you. So you still want to make sure you're stacking cooked meat in your chest. Here's something crazy that other people have suggested. You can take human meat, cook it. Do not eat it, because there's no way to fix that sickness. But you can stick those in your chest or pants to insulate yourself. 4 makes it so you can walk around in the rain with no negative effects of cold, if that makes sense. Now, you'll still get wet and have those effects, but you won't have the cold effect, if that, you know, adds up in your head, right? Another thing, if you're low on supplies, make sure you're taking shelter during rainstorms like this and nighttime, as it will destroy you. And also make sure you're securing different types of items to light fires, because that's going to help your cold condition. Okay, as a wrap up here, I was hoping we could get sick, but to no avail. So let's say where that water icon is, you see like a virus splat. You would take something like tetracycline, like this. You see how the pill icon just appeared? And then you would put this away. Don't take vitamins or another tetracycline until you see the little pill disappear. And then you can take another. Please note, depending on how long you've been sick and the type of sickness, you may have to take 1, 2, 3, or even 4 tetracycline or vitamins to rid yourself of that. And the longer you're sick, the greater your burn. So stay on top of that. Also, another quick note that I just thought of, if you are if you've got some kind of food poisoning, make sure you're eating slowly. Do not eat or drink all of what you're eating. Eat it slowly. Let the person yak, because if you take all of your food or water, you know, and they're in like a puke cycle, you're just basically going to waste those supplies, because you're just going to throw it up again. So if your character's throwing up and you don't have charcoal, ease into it, because you're going to lose those food and water stats. So just do slow drinks and slow eating. Kind of like real life, you know, and then have somebody rub your belly and tell you a story, you know, then you'll feel better. Okay, that's the sickness guide for 108. Hopefully this helps, and if you found it useful and helpful, be sure to drop a like. It really does help out a lot. And if you're into open world survivals like DayZ and Rust, consider dropping a subscribe. As we do main on console, you see us bounce over to the PC on occasion. We do that, but for the most part, we try to play on the Xbox or PlayStation whenever we can. And yeah, we'll most definitely be playing this during the day today, as I'm assuming you'll be watching this during release day for 108. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you in the next video / live stream. Love you. Bye. Stay safe. Food. I'll take that.